There's a new way to get around downtown Greensboro. The Hopper Trolley is rolling on the streets. Glenn, what is the history of trolleys or streetcars in Greensboro?
So the earliest streetcar we know about, Rosemary, was in 1892 when the first horse-drawn or mule-drawn streetcars were operating around small routes up and down South Elm Street.
Okay, but then in the 1900s that changed.
Yeah, it expanded around starting in 1902. They actually installed electrical lines, right? So these are streetcars that are operating with overhead power. And they grew out from downtown and started expanding out to the suburbs, Lindley Park, out Summit Avenue, out all the way to the mill villages in White Oak in proximity.
So it was really how people were getting around.
Yeah, it was really trying to expand this idea of what was Greensboro, right? I mean, we're a very centralized city with this kind of strong spine that runs along South Elm Street. But there were entrepreneurs like J. Van Lindley who was like, bring people out further out west to Lindley Park. And they actually, one of my favorite things is they built an amusement park out of the original Lindley Park that was a draw. That was the streetcar company ran the amusement park to bring people out Spring Garden Street all the way to where they had a lake and a casino and ballroom dancing and all sorts of wonderful things that went on in Lindley Park.
So why did they go away?
Why did they go away? That's a good question. I think in some ways that they were a victim of their own success, right? Because they stretched out Greensboro into these neighborhoods and, miles from the core of downtown, and people were able to build houses, and then automobile culture, right, comes along. We've got great streets, and it supposedly took about 2.5 hours to ride the streetcar from Lindley Park to downtown. Yeah, you could almost walk as fast, right? So it was, at that point when people were able to have more and more of their own cars, shopping centers are growing up on Summit Avenue and other places. I think the demand was really decreased. But originally in the early 1900s, we read numbers that show remarkable numbers of ridership.
And really, that's what we're hoping is going to happen now. So they're back as of 2023 in downtown Greensboro, and the idea is to see fewer cars in downtown and more trolleys and more people walking.
I think it's great, and it reconnects people with history too, right? Because it's a way that people can really easily and without any cost to themselves and conveniently, because these things are coming right every 5-7 minutes, to be able to go up and down and learn about the history of Greensboro, as well as see fantastic places like the Greensboro History Museum or the International Civil Rights Center and Museum, Blandwood, the Children's Museum, all these great attractions, the parks, the restaurants, all this wonderful stuff that's in downtown Greensboro.
Yeah, you work in downtown Greensboro at the History Museum, of course, so how do you see yourself using it?
I'm certainly going to hop on when I need to get down to South Elm Street, if I'm going to go for a bite down there, or it's just a really hot day. It's, it could be a lot of fun just riding around and going up to, if I need to get to the Hoppers game right at the end of the day on a Thursday, right? I can leave my car at work and just ride right over there to the stadium.
And let's talk about the name really quickly, the Hopper. Most people think, oh, that must be after the Greensboro Grasshoppers because that's our baseball team, but it actually has a deeper history and meaning in Greensboro.
Yeah, the Grasshopper was a particular kind of cannon that the Continental Army used at the Battle of Guilford Courthouse in 1781. So, as a lot of people know, it was a battle that the American forces lost, but General Greene's forces did enough damage to Cornwallis that he was limping around by the end, and by the time he got to Yorktown, George Washington was ready to take care of him, and it was really a culmination at the end of the American Revolution.
I always learned that it was where we lost the battle but won the war.
That's what I hear too. So, and our friends at the National Military Park out there at Guilford Courthouse can show you all that fantastic stuff too.
All right, so Haley, why did you jump on the Hopper?
I was walking down the street and I saw the QR code for the trolley, and I thought, why not just try to ride the trolley? And I've never been to this city, so I decided it was a good way to kind of take a lap around.
You're from where?
Tampa, Florida.
And what brings you here?
I'm a flight attendant. I'm on a layover.
So what's it like being the very first passenger on the new Hopper Trolley?
It's awesome. The city's great. Everyone's so welcoming, and it's fun.
Well, welcome to Greensboro. We hope you come back and tell your passengers.
I will. I'll let them know. Thank you.
Want to hop on? Look for these signs around Elm Street in downtown Greensboro. There are about 14 stops between Fisher Avenue and just south of Gate City Boulevard. The Hopper Trolley operates Thursdays through Sunday. You can pick it up about every 7 minutes. And hey, the best part about it, it's totally free. Find out more about it by going to greensboro-nc.gov and search Trolley.